This is WeatherScope.
Here's a look at an extreme look at the extreme games in Crested Butte, Colorado. Snowmobile races, snowboard races, ice climbing, just some of the events. And the Weather Channel's very own Jim Cantori is there enjoying the fun. Hi, everyone. Welcome to WeatherScope. I'm Warren Madden.
And I'm Christina Abernathy. You just saw video from Colorado where cold is part of the fun. But in Connecticut, cold is keeping the ice on the ground. An ice storm earlier this week has people in New Haven slipping and sliding. Everyone is walking with baby steps. The storm left thousands of people without power. Crews are working around the clock to get the lights back on. Well, let's see what we've got going on out there and look at the big picture. We're going to focus in on the eastern U.S. where the southeast is pretty quiet, but the northeast we do have a bit of wintry precipitation here. A couple of weak systems, one through the Great Lakes region, another in the northeast, and with that we've got a little bit of snow here, a little bit of wet weather, and then more snow back with our second low here through parts of Wisconsin and on into Michigan. But into the northeast we go, where around Philadelphia, some areas north of Philadelphia getting snow. So we head into Newark getting snow as well, onto the north Binghamton and Syracuse, but back to the south it's been sort of soggy. In Washington and in Baltimore, look out in New York City, snow flurries in your forecast as we head into the overnight hours. But again, Baltimore, Washington, some wet weather's been around. It looks like still a bit of soggy weather for Salisbury and on towards Dover and perhaps south of Philadelphia. To the west we go, where we've got some snow here too through parts of Wisconsin, around Green Bay, snowing there, over towards Houghton Lake, and even around Detroit. You've had some wintry precipitation and some cold temperatures, especially behind this front where temperatures are already dropping below zero in Sioux Falls, 15 Minneapolis, St. Paul, 18 in Chicago. Compare that with 30s on the other side of our front. To go along with those cold temperatures, some snow, but we're not expecting any real heavy amounts, generally less than a couple of inches. Warren?
Looking over to the western part of the nation, there is plenty of snow in Colorado, perfect for the slopes. And in Crested Butte, it seems there are few complaints.
Sweet. Awesome. This is way awesome. Coolest thing I've ever seen. It's great.
Skiers hanging out by the slopes at ESPN's Extreme Winter Games. Residents of Crested Butte say they've never seen so many people in their town. Well, the snow's starting to taper off a bit in the state of Colorado right now, though we can still see some echoes in the mountains. Some of the heavier precipitation now moving into the plains. Goodland reporting some rain. Scottsbluff, Nebraska was reporting some light snow and rain mixed over the last hour or so. And correspondingly, the amounts of snow that could fall now are cutting back as the evening progresses. Still ends through the period noon on Sunday, so we can see 1 to 3 inches still in the Colorado Mountains, heading up into the Tetons, coming over into the Bitterroots. And note also the Cascades now colored in light pink as well, because as we say goodbye to one storm into the Plain States, the next one in the line coming on shore in the Pacific Northwest, and it is a powerful storm in its own right. Look at the power, the big line of clouds here, just saying time for us to say hello to the West Coast. Already we're starting to see some showers coming through the Salem area, working up in toward Portland. We'll be crossing over the Columbia River into Washington here before too long, and some showers already in the state. Another factor that we're looking at is wind. We will be seeing some strong winds coming ashore, and gale warnings already posted by the National Weather Service from Point Roberts, Washington, down to Point Arena, California. Gusts up over 50 miles an hour, possible, but more likely in the 30 to 50 range through noon on Sunday. Still some stronger gusts possible in the mountains of Colorado, especially in the higher elevations above 10,000 feet. Quick check on temperature showing about 39 degrees right now in Reno. Los Angeles after a high of 72 today, 57 and 47 at both Seattle and Portland. Let's check out the situation tonight in El Nino with our El Nino Focus. Here's Christina.
In our El Nino Focus tonight, we look at how scientists use the past to predict weather trends during an El Nino year. Janetta Jones has details.
During the spring of 1991, research scientists at Columbia University's Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory saw signs of a developing El Nino. Sea surface temperature models showed a definite warming of Pacific Ocean waters. This was the first time an El Nino had been predicted, but scientists couldn't predict how it would impact North America. In December of '91, tornadoes, hail, high winds, and excessive rain hit the state of Texas hard. The stormy pattern lasted for almost 3 months. Major flooding stretched from West Texas to the southern Gulf Coast. Many rivers flowed out of their banks. Quickly rising waters turned roads and streets into death traps. In California, a 6-year drought finally came to an end during February 1992. It rained for nearly 2 weeks. Los Angeles was inundated. Mudslides swept away hillside homes. Floods turned highways into raging rivers. Unfortunately, 11 people were killed. This was the only major rain event in Southern California during the 91-92 El Nino. El Nino's impact on the 1992 hurricane season was undeniable. There were only 5 named storms. An average season has 10. A low number of storms in the Atlantic is typical during an